What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing The Walking Dead's final season, Episode 3, Broken Toys. So I want to quickly talk about what I felt about this episode, how I thought the episode did overall, and in tomorrow's video, we're actually going to talk a little bit about the series finale, Episode 4, of The Walking Dead's final season. So definitely look out for that video on our channel tomorrow. Hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when that video goes up. But for this video, for Episode 3, I thought they did pretty much a fantastic job. Now, what I'll say is I felt like it was kind of an episode, kind of a tale of two different episodes is what I honestly felt. Firstly, I would just like to say that I'm very, very happy that this episode was even allowed, to actually come around, that this episode was gifted the ability to even release in the first place. Because, what happened with Telltale, and I made so many videos on that when it happened, we had never seen that from the gaming industry, I think, ever before, where pretty much we were just not going to get the last two episodes, the ending of Clementine's story. And this episode, if you didn't know that it was handed over to Skybound, you would think it's Telltale, okay? Because they hired a lot of Telltale employees. It was mainly the same team that had been making the game, making this game. So that's really, really cool. But you wouldn't have known that any of the Skybound Telltale stuff even happened. Overall, I thought the first half of this episode was a little bit boring. I didn't feel like there was a lot going on. I felt like there was some good, talking scenes, some conversations going on. But then once it got picking up, once we actually started to get what the kind of end goal of this episode was, and what now seems to be the end goal of the entire season, this final season, it started to really, really pick up. There were a lot of really good conversations. There was one with AJ right around in the middle of the game where you kind of go over, and it's not really spoilers, but you go over what would happen if Clementine was ever bit. And I thought at that time that was the best conversation in that episode, and that was one of the better scenes in the entire season. Well, after that, the episode itself really picked up. There were some really cool actual gameplay mechanics of what you were going to do next. There was another really, really good conversation scene between Clementine and another character that I'm not going to talk about. And then there was basically the last, half hour, 45 minutes of the game itself when a lot of things happened. You were given a lot of twists. The ending could have gone two very different ways in terms of characters, of what happens to certain characters. So, I did think that the first half, once, I truly did feel that as the episode was going on, I was like, you know what? I'm really happy it's back, and I know it's going to get somewhere. I know episode 4 is going to, finish somewhere, but, I'm doing all these things, and none of this is really all that interesting. It kind of feels a little boring. And that's what I really felt going halfway, I feel, to the episode. And then once you hit that halfway point, and the episode's around 2 hours and 10 minutes, so, it's a pretty lengthy, I think I actually died a couple of times, so let's say 2 hours. So, it's a lengthy episode, and I'd say the first half was a little bit bogged down and a little bit of being boring, and I think kind of setting up what was going to happen. And so, you have to kind of have that in games like this. You have to set up what it is. I just feel like at this point, for episode 3, I felt like we'd be already going. It kind of felt a little bit like filler stuff you'd maybe see in an episode 3 of a 5-episode season, you know what I mean? And then that kind of sets up what episode 4 is going to be, and then episode 4 ends on like a huge, huge cliffhanger for episode 5. Now, that ending did happen. The second half of episode 3 was just go, 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 learn about this character, this happened to this character, here's a really cool scene with another character with Clementine, here's the ending, it's amazing. You don't really see it coming, and there's a lot thrown at you. So I really do feel like it kind of was a tale of two different episodes in one. But overall, I felt like this episode was great. I think the second half completely saved it because I had a ton of fun with the second half of this episode, and there were some very high stakes. There were a lot of things that happened. There were some very, very emotional scenes. There were around 2 to 3 conversations. Like I said, the AJ one with Clem was one of my favorites, and there was one more that I thought was just absolutely amazing. And I honestly felt like it could have been like the best scene in the entire season. So without spoiling it, that's what I felt about that scene. So, I really did like this episode. Obviously, if you've already had the season pass of this game, you're going to get this episode. I don't know how much the episodic thing is broken for some people with Telltale closing and then Skybound picking them up. If anybody would be willing to just buy these episode by episode. But if you've played the first 2 episodes, chances are you're going to get this one. I thought this was a fantastic episode overall. I think it's my favorite episode of the 3, and I have a feeling we're in for quite a finale finale in episode 4. I'm going to be talking a bit about that in the next video, like I said, tomorrow. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Broken Toys? What do you think about episode 3 of The Walking Dead's final season? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, and hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when videos go up. We got another video going up tomorrow. And then when that episode releases, I believe on March 26th, we'll be live streaming it and then having a couple videos of the episode after that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video.